Hey everybody, welcome back, and look who I got back.
Hello.
Matt has come back to help me talk about the only Stephen King horror film to be directed by Stephen King himself, Maximum Overdrive.
Dino De Laurentiis presents Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive.
Before we get into the full film, we gotta talk about the trailer. Can you say misleading?
Yeah, because I thought it was a horror movie about Stephen King.
The trailer is it's actually a pretty good trailer. It has Stephen King himself appearing saying, "Hi, I'm Stephen King, and I want to talk to you about a little movie called Maximum Overdrive."
Hi, my name is Stephen King. I've written several motion pictures, but I want to tell you about a movie called Maximum Overdrive, which is the first one I've directed.
There's a lot of horror directors who, when you look at them, you think, how could this guy make horror? But him?
Yeah.
He definitely looks like a weird guy. And he goes, I sort of enjoyed it.
It was my first picture as a director, and you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.
He's the scariest part of the trailer. What does it say at the end? I'm gonna scare the crap out of you.
Hell.
Oh.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you. And that's a promise.
I think you broke that promise, Steve. The trailer does make it look like a horror movie. It is a horror film, but it makes it look like a good horror film. And another thing that's a little misleading, none of the music in that trailer is in the film.
Yeah.
That music is actually the theme from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd they get away with that?
They probably got permission.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Chariots of Pumpkins theme by John Carpenter and Alan Howarth. It's a pretty awesome theme. I recommend looking it up on YouTube. Now, the movie Maximum Overdrive, I saw this movie for the first time maybe 7 years ago, I think. Been watching a lot of old favorites lately. And when I first got it, I was really excited because all I read was Stephen King directed it, so I thought it would be very interesting. And the trailer really got me hyped. And I immediately watched it afterwards, and I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? The movie, to put it simply, is about trucks and machines coming to life and killing humans. And about a group of people stuck at a truck stop called the Dixie Boy, trying to survive. It's like at Night of the Living Dead, but with trucks instead of zombies.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And from there, a whole bunch of stuff happens. They're stuck in the truck stop. The trucks always try to run them down when they leave, and they eventually start circling around the truck stop, creating a barricade. I think this movie is definitely worth checking out. It is a lot of fun, but it doesn't live up to the way it was advertised. You watch it, it feels more like a horror, it almost feels like a comedy at times. And the thing I just kept thinking every time I watched this movie was, is this trying to be horror, comedy, both? I don't know. it's like it's jumping around with what it's trying to be in the end.
For sure. I think they would have done better if they'd like, zoned in on the comedy a little more,
Yeah.
Because, like, it's a pretty funny movie.
Yeah, it is. And
it's not a very scary movie.
Not really. There were a few well-done moments, but they're like maybe this much.
Yeah, there's some cool visual stuff that's a little frightening, but,
Yeah.
aside from that, the scariest thing in it is Piss Boy's wife.
Let's get into the cast. The main character of this film is a cook at the diner named Billy Robinson, played by Emilio Estevez. He's like the rugged, cute boy of the film, and he's got a past, and it's established that he was in prison at some point, and the Dixie Boy is the only job he can get, and he works for a really, really cunty asshole named Bubba Hendershot, played by the great Pat Hingle.
You're one of the biggest fuckheads I ever met.
You boys are just as crazy as a couple of rats in a fucked up shit out.
And you, sir, are without a doubt one of the biggest fuckheads I've ever met in my life. You ready? Let's do it.
For those who don't remember, Pat Hingle was Commissioner Gordon in Tim Burton's Batman. And Pat Hingle was a very fun actor. This character is an unbelievably stupid dick, but Pat's a lot of fun to watch, and he can play an asshole very well.
He's really good.
Yeah.
I understood about half his lines, and when I did, he was a total prick.
And that laugh he did.
Yeah.
With a big cigar.
No, let me get this straight now. Now, you want me to work for 9 hours and only clock in for 8?
Now I know you big college boy.
Oh, screw that, not this kid.
You know that snobby, don't you? You ain't that obtuse, are you? On parole, boy. Either your ass belongs to me or belongs to the state of North Carolina.
You got one for rat money, don't you?
Yeah. Put that back right for me on your way out with you. Thank you, love.
What an asshole.
Well, he is Pat Hingle.
Yeah.
And a hitchhiker who pulls in with a creepy Bible salesman named Brett, played by Laura Harrington. She shows up and she becomes Billy's love interest, and she actually does quite a bit in this film. And they work together, they fuck together, and they just kind of become the unofficial leaders of this little posse.
Yeah, they make a good team.
Yeah, they do.
They have some decent chemistry, too.
Yeah, like, we don't get a lot of good establishing scenes with them.
Yeah.
Like, the scenes with them do show that they are getting to know each other, so that when they eventually have sex, it doesn't feel like it just came out of nowhere. But at the same time, I feel like it almost feels like there were a bunch of other scenes that probably got cut out in between.
I bet there were, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't feel like unnatural as like partners though.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, okay.
Feels natural, but I feel like we should have seen a little bit more.
Then you're cute.
What?
The whole scene, like their build up is like her is telling him he's cute, and he's like, how cute?
And she goes, not that cute.
Not that.
Chemistry. And yeah, well, you thought she was. I think they're both pretty hot.
Oh no, Emilio is hot.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
If
anything, he's probably hotter.
Yeah. The stubble, the thin white t-shirt,
Yeah.
the sweaty bod.
It's the perfect 80s punk.
Yeah. And this was like a year after The Breakfast Club, and 2 years after a movie you like, Repo Man.
Yeah, great movie. It's almost the same character as the guy in Repo Man.
Earring. He has an earring.
Yeah, he's got the earring. He's wearing like the same stuff.
And Laura Harrington, my God, you cannot find a hotter 80s chick.
She is a hot babe.
I love the hair.
Yeah.
A little messy, but I like it like that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And 2 other people that come into the truck stop about halfway into the movie is this newlywed couple. And they are, I guess, the comic relief characters of this film, and probably the most memorable characters, just for how outrageous they are. Especially the wife, Curtis, played by John Short, who eerily looks a little bit like you.
We also have the same fetish, so, you know.
And his wife, Connie, played by Yeardley Smith.
Yeah.
And before we get into her, just so you know that where she went, Yeardley Smith, to this day, is the voice of Lisa Simpson.
No kidding.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
she's the voice of Lisa.
Wow. Was this movie made before The Simpsons started?
About 3 years, I think.
That's crazy. No kidding.
Yeah, it lets you know how old this movie is.
Yeah, seriously.
And these characters, we first see them, they're driving in a... I don't know if anybody still does this. The car has streamers on it. And the back window says, "Just Married." And they are a weird couple.
They're really strange.
I'll say that. And Yeardley Smith she plays like she's the screeching, always screaming, nagging wife character.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. She's got a good scream.
He looks a little like you.
Yeah. God forbid I end up
Come close.
Yep. Oh, Jesus. She's the scariest thing here.
Did you hate, or did she kind of grow on you a little?
That's the thing. I never hated her, which is funny. Like, she was horrifying.
Yeah.
But, you know,
But
a little bit likable even. Because
Yeah.
she's just so terrible.
as bad as she is fun.
Yeah, she's fun.
And I like that scene where they try to drive into the truck stop and their car smashes over and she's upside down going, "Get me out of here!"
I like how you don't even see it, but you just hear when she sees Emilio and she's like, "You're not my Curtis!"
Where's my Curtis?
Oh,
Tired of this goddamn shit!
she's consistent at least. Like, she never stops doing that.
And the scene where her husband decides to go out with Emilio to save this guy stuck in a ditch, and she's like, "You ain't going," and he's like, "I have to," and just as he has to, and given how, yeah, she is very scary, and given how he just says, "I'm doing it," I'm thinking, you are the bravest motherfucker alive.
You know? I'd rather take my chances with the trucks.
And here's a scary, even scarier thought. Imagine what sex with her is like.
I'd rather have sex with her than with him, though. Because I don't have to pee on her.
Yeah, that's something that I never noticed until this viewing. The Curtis character, there are a lot of very not so subtle hints that he has some kind of a piss or shit fetish.
He loves piss. It's his first line in the whole movie, pretty much.
We gotta get some gas.
That's good, because I got to go to the lake.
Can I come in and watch?
Hey, everybody has their kink.
And then they're crawling in the sewers.
And he's like, how do you really think you pissed in this? Just has this big grin on his face.
This is my record.
Why haven't people peed in this?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Wonder how many people have peed in this.
He's got a pee thing. He definitely has a pee thing.
Yeah. That smile doesn't deter me anyway.
Jeez.
And just after falling out, like they're crawling through the sewer, and he falls into this big puddle of piss and shit, and he's like, "Oh, that was great."
Yeah. I think they were even trying to hint at it more when they blew up the toilet paper truck. Almost like symbolism for Curtis's enormous piss fetish.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Read up the joint, come on, read up the boy.
Toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Man.
we figured out the real movie.
Stephen King's done a lot of crazy shit when it comes to kinky stuff.
No pun intended.
Like, they didn't do this in the movie, and they might do this in the remake, I don't know, but in the novel version of It, there's a scene where all the kids, when they go into the sewer to fight the clown, they, I don't remember exactly why, but I think it was like to get the clown to not attack them.
Yeah.
All these kids who are like 12 all have an orgy.
What? In the book?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know. And we
I
don't...
hope that's in the new movie.
Yeah. Maybe. Shows that they have balls. But,
Lots of them.
why did he do it? Because he's Stephen King, that's why.
Yeah.
Stephen King, about Maximum Overdrive, he said, I didn't get the job because I went to film school. I got it because I'm Stephen King.
Yep.
And he said, if you're famous enough, they'll let you publicly broadcast your own suicide.
It's kind of true.
He's got a lot of great quotes.
Yeah. He's
Like-
a cool guy. I like him.
Like he said once, and I read this on IMDb, so correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I read one of his quotes was, people come up to me and ask, when are you going to write something serious? And to me, that's like going up to a black guy and asking, what's it like to be a nigger? He is the king.
Yep.
And going back to the trailer, I know we keep doing that, but this is a good thing to get into. He says,
A lot of people have directed Stephen King novels and stories. And I finally decided if you want something done right, you want to do it yourself.
and that made me wonder when I saw that the first time, what versions of your books have not been good? At least at that point in the early
this was
80s.
what, early 80s? I think that was kind of a fuck you to Kubrick.
That's my thought.
Yeah, because he didn't like that. Which is funny because it's probably the best adaptation of his stuff.
That's the only Stephen King adaptation I can think of at the time that King was adamantly just shitting on.
Yep.
So I just think that has to be a shot at The Shining.
Fucking Stephen.
I mean, yeah, I like to watch him talk, but when he gets into The Shining, he just becomes the most butthurt little bitch you've ever seen.
I know. I don't know why he's so upset about it.
And if you ask him about it to this day, like I saw a video from like 2015, he's still upset about it.
You get one of the best filmmakers ever to make a movie of your book and you whine for 3 decades.
I think he's just annoyed, he's annoyed that the film cut out the theme of alcoholism.
Yeah.
Like the character study of the Jack guy and his alcoholism. Because I know that's something that Stephen King is very personal about, given his own history. I can get that, but...
It can only fit so much in a movie, you know?
Yeah, and I've read Stephen... You talk about symbolism here. Stephen King has done so much to tie his stories to the theme of addiction and overcoming addiction that even though it's something personal to him, it just feels ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
Like I read something about how apparently the book in the movie Misery, the story is meant to be about overcoming addiction. I'm like, what?
He's always working it, huh?
Yeah, it was a fly. But yeah, like, he claims, like, the Annie character in Misery represents the, substance that the author character is addicted to.
Jeez.
And then it's about how he has to cut her loose. Okay, King, if you say so. I didn't see it that way, but sure, if it makes you happy.
Yeah.
And a few other characters in this film include this waitress at the Dixie Boy named Wanda June, played by Ellen McElduff.
Played by We Made You!
This character, she is a stereotypical, dumb Southern belle, I guess.
Yeah.
Just, acting all, cutesy and, sensitive, and has a soft voice. And when the machines... She's the first person at the diner to get hurt by the machines.
Just a minute, sir.
It's gonna be gross. I thought her whole arm was gonna go off there.
I'm surprised King didn't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and as the machines, the trucks just surround them and trap them at the diner, she gets drunk, and this leads to what is actually my least favorite scene in the film. Like, I think this is the worst acting in the whole film.
They can. They can.
Now look, you don't hurt yourself. Come on, sweet thing.
Don't you sweet thing me.
I don't want you, baby.
Hey, hey, we met them. You can! We made you!
Oh, boy.
The loyalty you gave me! We made you! We made you! Oh, we made you!
I watched that and I'm like, oh my god. And
I feel like I've seen that scene before. I feel like it's like...
just the acting, the writing,
Yeah.
everything about that moment just... I know in a horror movie, stupid characters can often prove a necessity, but there comes a point when you make characters so stupid that they're not even fun to watch for me.
Yeah, she just kind of, she was just like feeding death to the movie, you know?
Mm-hmm. However, I did like her death scene a lot. Like, not just because she was annoying, but the way they shot this death scene, the music, like that guitar riff was awesome.
Yeah.
She gets shot by a army truck. Like, not just trucks, the machine guns apparently can come to life. And she gets all the blood just shot out of her tits. And she's holding a rocket launcher in her right hand that just goes off and blows up a Miller beer truck.
Wanna know? That's the video! Wanna know? No! God damn it, Gorman! We made you! No! Can't you understand? Wanna know? You can't do this! We made you!
I think it's good too, actually. That guitar riff is dope, the really like dark one.
And we'll get into the rest of the cast in a second, but we gotta mention the music in this film. The music score for Maximum Overdrive is done by none other than the classic band AC/DC. And what do you think of AC/DC's scoring for this film?
It's AC/DC, for sure. I mean, it's rock and roll.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We get a few.
It's a good fit.
They got some good songs, and some of the music scored as well, like the death scene we just talked about, and the scene with the guy in the ditch coming to life.
Ooh.
But that constant theme we kept hearing throughout the movie.
The Psycho theme.
Yeah, like it was like a rock version of the Psycho theme.
Yeah.
That just it just sounded weird to me. Like I've never been able to really get into that theme.
Is that them?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like they're trying to do an orchestral type horror score with their rock instruments. And
Makes it sound cool.
it is fun, but it just feels a little weird to me.
Psycho.
And Stephen King's a huge fan, and he personally approached them to do the scoring. And I read that they agreed to do it because they liked King and his enthusiasm. And they claim that when pitching the idea to them, King sang one of their songs from beginning to end. Stephen King actually has a band.
Really?
They're not really good, but that's part of the point. Like,
Yeah.
they act over the top.
It's not as good as John Carpenter's band.
The Coupe de Villes.
Big trouble.
In Little China.
That's a fucking theme song.
That is awesome. And the fact that it's Carpenter doing that singing
Yeah.
just makes it all the more bitchin'.
Yep.
The only other big character in this film is the obligatory 80s kid character named Deke, played by Holton Graham. I don't know him from much else, but he plays this 12-year-old who's the son of one of the people at the Dixie Boy, and he proves convenient, but also he arrives and he finds out his dad got killed by the trucks, and this kid, the first half of the film, shows him making his way there on his bike, and I think the actor, this was actually a good child actor.
I think he's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
He never once was irritating or shrill or...
Yeah, like he had emotional moments, but they felt real.
If anything, he's a better actor than a lot of the other adults in the movie.
Yeah. Like that scene where he broke down was...
It was really... Yeah, it was good.
It was actually pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Don't get too close.
Bill, where's my dad?
Done got scrubbed by one of the big boys out there. Tough break, kid.
Is it true? Is it true?
Yes. Hey, no, hang on.
He's a tough little kid.
He is. He's a good kid.
And that scene in the ditch, man.
Dude.
Like, you can tell he's afraid, but he's trying... But he doesn't break, he tries to get away.
Mister?
And for anyone wondering who the guy in the ditch is, there's this character named Camp Loman. They never said his name, but that's what he's credited as. He's the one who drives the Brett character in, and he's a very sleazy, pervy Bible salesman. Yeah. And I take it this is Stephen King's slam against, what's the word, hypocritical, fanatic Christian types.
Yeah, there's a couple of little Christian disses in this movie.
Yeah. And he just comes in and he's rubbing his hand on the girl's leg like this. Sorry. And he just yaps, "I'll tell you what it is, it's that rock and roll. Oh, this world's going to hell. Oh, ain't gonna save you. No, sir, it ain't."
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Don't you go walking away from me like that! You come back here, girl! You come back here! You listen to me!
My shorts.
This whole world forgot what good manners is. Here I go to give you a brand new car, and look at the garbage. You know what ain't good? The biggest horse in this world ain't TV. I'm telling you right here and now. By his eyes, that's all is holy. I'm telling you, he's the Lord Jesus. Yes, Lord, yes. Shut up.
Classic 80s televangelist talk.
Absolutely.
And this is also one of the characters that I found was so fucking stupid, it got a little much after a while. But I was glad that they killed him off or took him out pretty early.
Pretty good performance, I think, from that guy. He's
Yeah.
like, he's really sells the whole I'm a disgusting shitbag thing.
Yeah.
I really like the scene when one of the trucks dumps the garbage on his car.
And before that, he was trying to pitch a Bible, and he's trying to sell it. Well, you can see his mouth is full of food.
Yep.
And then I like when the garbage falls in the truck. He's like, "Cocksucker!" And he just drops all "I'm a man of God" shit and
Exactly,
just goes.
it's really seamless. It's
Yeah.
like, it's really good.
Yeah.
Lord
And-
Jesus Christ, son of a motherfucker!
And then he just runs out screaming, "Hey, you drunk son of a bitch! Where the hell you think you going? You goddamn!" And he just gives the finger. And then
He just gets beamed.
the main truck of this film, a big black toy company truck that, funny enough, has what appears to be the face of the Green Goblin on the grill.
Yeah. It's like pretty straight up the Green Goblin.
And the truck just rams him and he goes into the ditch. And we see that it hit him so hard that his shoes are left behind.
That's funny. That's like another like funny touch of this movie.
Yeah, once again, makes you think, was this meant to be a comedy?
Yeah.
And then the truck just runs over his suitcase full of his shitty Bibles. And it's funny because Stephen King's not even an atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he said on a few occasions that he does believe in God, but he hates these type of Jesus freaks.
Yeah. Yeah, who doesn't? Except them.
Later in the film, they hear some screeching, and it turns out the Bible salesman is still alive. And I guess because they're good people, they decide to go out and try to save him, and they sneak into this shower shack and go into the sewer below.
How many people have pissed in here?
And I noticed for the first half of the film, Emilio Estevez never changes out of that white t-shirt
Yeah.
that initially got blood on it from the woman with the cut arm.
Yeah.
And then he goes in and falls in the shitty water. And when they get back, the first thing the girlfriend does is hug him.
Yeah.
All I could think was, oh, that's nasty.
That's kind of sweet, though. He loves him so much, she'll hug him through the blood shit piss.
Yeah, I guess it could kind of be seen as sweet.
Yeah.
And then when they get to the ditch, that's where Deke, the kid, sees the salesman, who's played by Christopher Murney. And for a moment you do think he's dead, and this was actually the most effective jump scare in the whole film.
Yeah.
He's lying there, the kid starts leaving, and then he jumps up and grabs his leg and goes, "Pull me! Pull me! I can't, you're too heavy. Get me out of this ditch, or by Jesus, I'll kill you."
That's a great line. By Jesus, I'll kill you. So
And-
Christly of him.
And then they get the kid, and they're like, he's dead, and they run off.
Yeah. I like the way it works out like that.